season only on WSLM AM 1220 and 97.9 FM. Where your team comes to play. Don't miss Coach's Corner each Wednesday at 7 p.m. and Indiana Sports Talk on Friday and Saturdays from 9 p.m. to midnight. High school football's where the action's at, so tune in now on WSLM, no need to chat. Friday night lights are back, and so is high school football on WSLM Radio. WSLM is bringing you all the touchdowns, tackles, and triumphs live over the radio and streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't believe me, just listen. Don't believe me, just listen. Come on, don't believe me, just listen. Don't believe me, just listen. Come on. Don't believe me, just listen. Get ready for this week's games with the Eastern Musketeers, Salem Lions, and the West Washington Senators battling it out into the lights. WSLM Sports Zone broadcasts are your ticket to all the Friday night action. Don't believe me, just listen. Come on, don't believe me, just listen. WSLM Sports Zone broadcasts are your ticket to all the Friday night action. Don't believe me, just listen. Come on, don't believe me, just listen. WSLM brings the heat, and you don't want to miss a beat. Catch high school all season only on WSLM AM 1220 and 97.9 FM, where your team comes to play. And don't miss Coach's Corner each Wednesday at 7 p.m. and Indiana Sports Talk on Friday and Saturdays from 9 p.m. to midnight.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance. But not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. When the forecast calls for cheeseball-sized hail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Call your Washington County Farm Bureau agent, Jason Petmeyer, at 812-620-8923. This is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana, for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Fall is in the air, and so are the incredible deals at John Jones Auto Group. As the leaves change colors, so should your ride. Drive off in style this season with our spectacular fall savings. From sleek sedans to rugged SUVs, we've got a perfect match for your autumn adventures. Enjoy cozy comfort with heated seats. Get spectacular views of the fall leaves with a panoramic sunroof. Or take that trip with a brand new whip. Our friendly team at John Jones Auto Group is ready to help you find the perfect vehicle with financing options that fit your budget. So why wait? Swing by John Jones Auto Group today at one of our 4 convenient locations: Salem, Scottsburg, Greenville, or Corden, or visit us online at johnjonesautogroup.com to browse our full inventory. This fall, drive away with a deal that's as refreshing as the season. And remember, at John Jones Auto Group, you see so many because they pay so little.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance is committed to protecting your dream home so that your family has a place to share laughs, celebrations, and milestones.
Which is why their new homeowner discount rewards customers who have purchased a new home in the last 3 years with a discount on their homeowner's policy.
American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated at 812-277-1400 today.
Discount and savings amounts and eligibility will vary. Some restrictions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Products not available in every state.
Hear every big play, every touchdown, and every win.
30, giving chase. They're not going to get him. Touchdown indeed.
Live at McDonald's, and welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. Hey, we got to start this off right. Hey, is the ice cream machine working? It's working. It is on and ready to go. So, hey, you all need to get down and get some ice cream. And if I'm still in the lobby, hey, I'm right here. So come on in and see me. Hey, tonight we're starting the show off with a bang, and we're talking to Coach Brian Gleasing. And how's it going, Brian?
It's going all right. We've had a good week of practice so far. I'm excited about how our team's improving.
That's fantastic. Hey, so we got to get into this. This is the days that no one ever wants to talk to me on Wednesday. So let's go ahead and let's go through what happened on last Friday. Let's go ahead and get into it.
We were outmanned. I mean, that was the bottom line. Scottsburg's got a great football team. I think this is one of the best football teams they've probably had since they've restarted their program. Honestly, they should be 3-0. They lost 2 tough ones to Madison and North Harrison. They didn't play their A game. game, and we're going to learn from it and go from there. They pretty much did what they wanted on offense. Defensively, they did some things to us that we couldn't move the ball and consistently. So we got to get better at it. But we started a lot of young kids. We started a lot of sophomores.
I think that's one thing when you look at this game and you look at what you do and you go with a plan and then all of a sudden boom, you got 5 starters out. I tell you what, you gotta come up with an entire different plan, and it might not be 2 weeks into the season. It might not be 1 week into the season. It might be, hey, today we're fine on Thursday or on Wednesday. Then tomorrow, oh crap, we got a bunch of kids out.
Right.
So when something like that happens, as a coach, and you've done this long enough, what do you do to prepare for something like that?
Well, you got to make sure you're getting all your kids reps in practice, your 2s, your 3s, your 4s, your 5s, to make sure they're ready to go. We have a saying, the elevator moves fast, where if you're the 3rd guy on the depth chart, all of a sudden you might be elevated to number 1. You may not have known that, but, I take a lot of kids on our program that were, coming in thinking they were, hey, I'm probably going to be a JV player this year, and all of a sudden you're starting a varsity football game.
You're not going to be in it.
So the elevator moves fast, and it is what it is, football.
Yeah.
And you hate to see injuries and sickness, but you just got to deal with it best you can. And the good news is, I think some of our guys are getting some valuable reps that are young, and maybe when we get some of these guys back, that it'll make us all better, make our team better.
Now, I think how's Adam? Has he been practicing this week?
Adam has been practicing, and he's going to give it a go on Friday. So he should be good. Yeah.
I tell you, he's a heck of a leader on that football team, and I know that whenever he's out there on that field, he's helping and he's telling everybody what to do, and it's actually it's a great thing to watch him.
Yeah, it was. You can notice the morale in practice is much better when he's around.
Yeah, and Ethan's not bad. He's just it's the experience.
It's just it is what it is.
Right.
Adam was a sophomore too at one point.
That's right. That's right.
And so when Ethan gets to be a junior and senior, he'll be in that role.
Absolutely.
So that's just how it works.
So in the game on last Friday, you guys were down when you went into the half. What does that halftime speech look like, Coach?
Well, there's not much. There's a couple things we can correct on some blocking schemes and some defensive stuff. But what we really did was, we got to do what's best for our football program. Mm-hmm. And when you're down 34-0 at half, and the game's, I don't want to say it's over, but it's not looking good, real good. So we decide, as a coaching staff, we get together and start counting quarters, because we got a game on Monday, a JV game, to get some of these kids that were playing in a varsity game.
Right.
The first half that should be playing in the JV game. So we kind of make sure to pull those kids out so they've got enough 4 quarters to play on a Monday night game.
Right.
To play against kids their age,
right,
their size,
right,
and to give them some success or give them a fair fight, as I put it. And so that's one thing we do as a coaching staff is we talk about it all the time, because IHSA has a quarter rule where you can only play so many quarters.
Right.
And so that's what we decided. We said, hey, we want to make sure this kid, we need to pull him out.
Right.
Because we want to see him play Monday night, get some better experience. We need to put this kid in because he's got plenty of quarters, So we kind of juggle around our lineup to finish out the game, and to give more kids playing time, to get them on film so we can evaluate them, and then that way Monday night when we have a JV game. Now JV, that's not, we don't try to win. You don't want to. We want to win all of our games.
Right, absolutely.
But Friday night's the most important.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when Friday night is out the window, we need to focus, get our kids ready for a Monday night game, JV, that we can get our kids better, because we want to eventually win games on Friday nights 2-3 years down the road.
Right, and and I don't care what anyone says, morale is a huge thing when it comes to these football games. I mean, you're losing on Friday, you come back on Monday, getting these kids out of the game and putting them on JV to where they, we can win this game. Yeah. But they came back and they won the game on Monday.
Yeah.
And and I'm sure those kids that are on that JV team, they were ecstatic because they actually win that day.
And it helps our program.
Yes.
Nobody wants to get beat 54-0
Absolutely.
I'm like, no, it's no fun. It's not fun. But you go and have you can kind of finish it off. Okay, on a Monday night, it was a fun game to watch. It was enjoyable, and it was a good game for our kids, and we won it. So it's a good way to start our week of practice. Get going, and it's it's a positive. It's not it's not a Friday night win, but it is a positive. And when you're building a football program, you need any positive. You want anything you can get. So that's huge. And we might not. A lot of people might think, well, it's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal to us. Winning football games.
It's a big deal whenever you're especially when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll coach different things. I know that you go away with a huge loss or a little loss. It doesn't matter. It's a loss, and you feel like crap. You just you second guess everything you've done.
Yeah.
But even though there was nothing you could do at the time to actually fix that game, so
yeah, I think we handled it fine. Or some people would handle it differently. That's how we handle it. It's 35 to 4-0 at half. We got to do what's best for our football program.
Right.
And going in there and yelling and screaming at him, there's not. When the guy across from you's bigger and stronger than you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And we just got to get better, and that's how we took it.
Yeah, and like you said, you got sophomores that in a lot of these cases they're seniors.
Yeah.
So, people might think 2 years ain't enough. But let me tell you something. In a game of football, it's a flaw, especially when it comes to high
And Scottsburg's got a good football team.
Yeah.
They have they are. I don't know how to. I mean, they should be 3-0, and I think they're going to, have a good. They're going to. They had a good season last year. I think they're doing some good things over there. They got some kids that are playing hard. They're strong. They're physical.
And they haven't had that in a while.
No, they are. They got some athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, that wideout and the quarterback. I mean, they and the running back's good. I mean, they've got a pretty good system going, and so they're a good football team.
Yeah. All right, now let's get into the Coach May world of football over in Brownstown. That's who you're going to go up against this weekend. Any kind of a thought of
you go into it again. We all know they're a great football program, great football team, and of course a lot of they do some great things over there. And they've handled everybody they've played. I mean, I don't think they've had a close game yet. And but we got to just get better, do what we do.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be a tall task for us to go to be victorious. Our kids are up for it. We're getting better. That's all we can ask. Get a little bit better each day. Today was a great practice. Yesterday was great. We've had 3 great days this week, and we're focusing on us. A lot of times, we kind of went back to a little bit of basics. We retaught some stuff this week where we had some breakdowns, and our kids kind of starting to understand it a little bit better than ever. And it's my fault, as a coach. We may have went too fast or didn't explain some things right. We needed to do it again, and we did that. And we look a lot better in practice. I love what we're doing in practice. It may not kind of get us a W this week. It may not, but we want to be the best football team we can be when October rolls around.
Now, do they run the same type of offense as what you guys
They run a wing tee, but it's a spinner.
Yeah.
They'll run shotgun, and then the quarterback spins.
Yeah.
You don't know who he hides the ball.
Yeah.
You don't know who has it. They pull cards everywhere and all that. It's a very good scheme, and some people would call it single wing. Back in the 50s and the 60s, and there's a reason why it was effective then. Because it's effective now.
Yeah.
And they come off the ball well as O linemen. They never have big guys. They always got all those guys that look the same, 5'9", 175, but they get off the ball and hit you.
Yeah.
And and they're very well coached. And obviously they've got good skilled guys at certain spots, and they play solid defense, and they don't do a lot of different things defensively, but even offensively they confuse you is what they do on offense. And when you read the guards and most teams you read guards, they're going to take you to the play. Against Brownstown, the But I look forward to the football game.
You know, I tell you what, me and Spud Shockey was talking years ago, and we wanted to make a sign up that it said "Beat Brownstown," and we wanted to put it in every football player's bedroom. It needs to be in every football player's bedroom. Beat Brownstown, because even going back as far as me and even back in the '90s, it's been Brownstown, and that's been one of the big, huge games for Salem. Even back 10 years ago was for Eastern. They have a heck of a program up there, and Coach May, he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, and that's a testament to their weight program and what they do in APC class and what they there's a lot of people that try to emulate and try to mock that, try to do what they're doing, and they have a culture. Their culture in all athletics right now is real stinking good.
Yes.
I'm not just talking football, and I'm talking about Coach Benner in basketball, and he was a college friend of mine, Coach Benner, and he's done a great job. 20 years he's been there. And they have stability. They've both been there. They've both been there over 20 years. That's why they're successful. That's why there's continuity in their system, and they have a great culture. And that's the key. That's a big key.
And everyone has bought into that program. And what's really kind of nice is looking at what you've done here at Salem. I have noticed, and I've talked to a lot of people. They said that one thing they really like about what you've done is you're actually bringing the people in Salem together, and they're actually coming to they're buying into this program, and that's where I see all of these programs in the county. Whether it's Eastern, whether it's Salem, whether it's West Washington. Think about it. In the last 5 years, these are all new programs from West Washington, from Salem to Eastern. Yeah. Eastern being the youngest, because there was this year. Heck, you were here 2 years ago, and then Jeremy was here. 3 or 4 years ago. So these are all new young programs that I want to see 20 years from now to where it's the same, and continuity, and that's what it needs to be within this in the community.
Without question, that's the key. You can't be successful and change coaches every year or two.
Exactly.
It just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not. That's why I say there's a reason. Why coaching jobs are open.
Right.
Why is this job open? Why is that job open? Well, there's a reason why, probably.
Exactly.
And until somebody gets in there and gets the culture established and gets things, the way it needs to be, and everyone, and you got to be patient. Everyone's got to be patient.
Yeah.
Because you can't flip the switch and all of a sudden and wave the magic dust, sprinkle the dust on it. All of a sudden it's better.
Yeah.
It takes time.
It takes time. So just remember that, everybody, that if you're going to these football games, you want to go. Well, why aren't we winning today? Or because the program started yesterday. Remember that. So, but hey, Mr. Gleason, Coach Gleason, it's great to have you on the program tonight, as always. Come back next week. Hopefully we'll come back next week and it'll be a little bit different conversation.
Well, I appreciate it, and it's always good to be here at McDonald's. I'm anxious to get my dinner.
Yeah, get your dinner, and hey, don't forget, the ice cream machine's working.
I grab a cone, too.
Well, hey, everybody, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Coach Jeremy Lowry.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance is committed to protecting your dream home so that your family has a place to share laughs, celebrations, and milestones.
Which is why their new homeowner discount rewards customers who have purchased a new home in the last 3 years with a discount on their homeowner's policy.
American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated at 812-277-1400 today.
Discount and savings amounts and eligibility will vary. Some restrictions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Products not available in every state.
Hear every big play, every touchdown, and every win.
30, giving chase. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Indiana.
All over Hoosier country. Catch Indiana University football all season long. The Hoosiers head to Los Angeles to battle UCLA. Join us live this Saturday. Our coverage begins at 6:30 right here on your...
The Campbellsburg Country Festival is back and ready for its 30th season on Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st in Campbellsburg, Indiana. The festival kicks off with the Miss Country Girl pageant on Thursday, September 12th at 7 p.m. at West Washington High School. Events on September 20th kick off with town-wide yard sales throughout the day and opening ceremonies at 5 p.m. There will be live music at 5:15 and 7 p.m. On Saturday, September 21st, there's a 5K and pancake breakfast to get things underway, followed by a baking contest, kiddie tractor pull, silly safari, and a parade at 2 p.m. There will be food vendors, plenty of activities for the kids, live music, and fireworks to close out the day by straight shooters. And don't forget the baby contest and Little Miss and Master contest. For more information, contact Whitley Clements. Don't forget, all roads in southern Indiana lead to Campbellsburg on September 20th and 21st for the 30th Campbellsburg Country Fest.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hey, we are back. And guess what? We're live right here at McDonald's right here in Salem, Indiana. And the ice cream machine is in check, and it is working. And, hey, I can tell you this. You need to get here and get some ice cream because there's nothing better than having a McFlurry or just a cone, man. I feel I just love a cone. But we are back, and, hey, we have got Coach Jeremy Lauer on the line right now. And how's it going, Coach?
Well, it's going well right now. I'm weaving in somewhere between Washington County and Crawford County, headed from West Washington High School to Crawford High School to try to catch my daughter play a little volleyball. And we're going to do this radio show as we do that. As I was joking around earlier, I'm out here somewhere where the hoot house gets the chicken.
That's awesome. Hey, Coach, let's dive right into what happened on Friday, and let's go through this game.
Yes, sir. So we had Mitchell at our place, and we had a really good week building up to the game. We've talked as the year goes on how well our kids have been preparing, and they did exactly that again. And so I expected us to go out and play good football, and we did. Was real happy. We got out to a really fast start and just kind of set the tone for the entire night. I thought we made some strides in all three phases of the game. I thought we played really well defensively and on special teams, and just kind of set us up for some nice success, and had a really nice win, and got to a situation with a running clock in the second half, and got to get some younger kids in the game and get some experience on them, and we always enjoy being able to get experience on our younger players.
I noticed during that game that the refs seemed like a few times that they were just really confused on what was going on. And I know you'd gone out there and you'd asked some questions. What were some of the things you were asking them?
Well, I'm not going to get into all the specifics and things like that with things that happen in a game with officiating crews and things like that. It was a little. There was a few frustrating moments. Bottom line, we had played 2 weeks previous, and we were averaging 1 penalty a game. And I just wasn't real super pleased with some of the situations we were getting that we had to deal with the officials. But that's part of it. We worked through it. I really liked the guy on the linesman on our side, and he had great communication skills, and we were able to work through those things. And that's the key. Those guys are practicing too, and it was just week 3 for them as well, and that's kind of part of it.
Yeah, because I did notice, like you said, we had hardly any penalties the first 2 games, and then all of a sudden this game comes up, and it's like, oh, why? What's different now than what it was then? And I'm thinking, oh, it's the officials. But I agree with you 100%. I mean, these officials when they come out here, they're it's something new for them every week also. And when I say that, it's because they're going to different teams. Because I don't think we've had the same officials this week as what we had the last 2 weeks, did we?
No, that's correct. We will
And this week we're going to the Valley. So let's get into that a little bit on what they got going on over there.
So it should be a super fun game. It's fun to go over there and play. It's a conference game. It'll be a real electric-like atmosphere. We're preparing very well, again, like we have all year long. Valley is, they run a very aggressive style defense. They're going to try to put pressure on you. They'd like to bully you around a little bit if you let them. Offensively, they've got some nice skill players. They're running back. Talented kid. We'll have to keep him in check. They're a solid football team. They do a good job, and we will need to play well in all three phases, but we expect our kids to do that. So I encourage people, if they get a chance to come out and watch, it should be a super fun game. Valley played Paoli last week for their second conference contest in the old traditional Orange Bowl, and the game was tied at half, and then Paoli separated in the third and was able to get the win. So Valley will be very hungry. They're coming off a loss. Playing at home, the stage is set for a real nice football game.
So, whenever, you're going into a game like this, or what's the different preparation that you guys use to going into this game versus the last one?
Well, every game has its certain details and aspects that make it unique each week. I mean, don't get me wrong, your base structure, how you run your practices, the things you do on Monday, the things you do on Tuesday, the things you do on Wednesday, Thursday, all that structure stays the same. But there's certain uniqueness each week when it comes to game planning and certain tweaks and adjustments that make each week a little unique. I'm not going to get into all the details of what makes Valley a little unique, but there's certainly some coaching points and some things that we're stressing this week that are a little bit different than the week before.
You mean to tell me you don't want, I'm not on the air, you don't want to sit there and tell me every play you're running this week?
I don't want to bore everybody with some of those details.
Oh, I completely understand, Coach. I think when I was out there watching, I'm out there, with the middle school kids, I'll peek over and I'll listen to you guys coaching, and it's always just, it's always just fun to actually watch you guys coach, because, one of the things that, when you are a coach, you want to emulate other, great coaches, and when I look over there, I'm going, one of these days I'm going to be that good, and I don't think I ever will be. You give me something to strive for.
We're super blessed. We got 9 guys on our staff. There's a ton of experience. We've got some young blood on there also. So it's, I like the fact that we have a lot of different personalities. Like to be able to throw different personalities and different coaching styles at our kids. The name of the game is just trying to make practice as competitive and game-like as possible. Trying to create stress, trying to create adversity, and trying to put our kids in those situations as much as we can. And it's really been a key with this football team because we are a little younger, and we do kind of have less experience than some of the other teams we've had in the recent past. So really trying to ramp it up and ratchet things up, even if it's not always physical, trying to put some mental stress on our kids and seeing how they deal with it. And our kids are adjusting well to that, and they understand the idea of what we're trying to do, and trying to be hard on the issues, but understanding easy on the people and personalities, and understanding that we're gonna push buttons, and we're gonna get under their skin a little bit. But at the end of the day, when we walk off that practice field, they know how much we love them, and they know how much we care about them, and they know that we're pushing those buttons because we have their best interest in mind. And it's fun to get to a point with a program where we have bit deeper to try to get the best out of them.
So when it comes to the staff that you have over there, let's go through them and let's let me know who are they.
So we got Coach Gibby. Coach Gibby's been around for a long time. This is his 33rd year coaching. He's been at West Washington since 93, 94-ish. He's our defensive coordinator. He's the statesman. He's been around forever and ever. Great guy to have. Done it all, seen it all. So he's a huge asset to our program. Then you've got Coach Dwayne Nance. Coach Dwayne Nance is our assistant head coach. He's also our offensive line coach. He's also who I work with every day in our strength and conditioning program. Spend a lot of time, as teachers together. Super awesome guy, hard worker, dedicated to the program, and just a ton of knowledge that he brings to the table. Then our offensive coordinator, Andrew Burks. Andrew's a lay coach, but certainly he's been around West Washington a long time and has a ton of experience and a ton of knowledge that he brings to our offense. I work with him closely on that, but at the end of the day, he is our offensive coordinator, and I give him a lot of responsibility, just like Coach Gibson on the defense, and I'm super pleased to be able to have those type of guys around. Our special teams coordinator, that would be Coach Deaton. Coach Deaton's also a lay coach, former player at West Washington, as was just mentioned Coach Andrew Burks. They both former players. Of course, Coach Deaton, always kid around as far as player status. When you look up Senator football in the dictionary, I like to think one of the players that there would be a picture of is Coach Deaton. Was a tremendous player. He brings tremendous energy and knowledge and leadership to our football program, and was super happy to add him when I became the head coach. Then you got Coach Patrick Burns. He's also a lay coach. Been around a long time. Another former player. Had a ton of experience on a lot of championship teams. Coaching at West Washington. He's coaching our defensive line and really helps Coach Gibby a lot defensively. Then you start getting into Coach Bousman, Coach Holden Bousman. He's going to help us on the offensive side of the ball. He's going to work with our receivers. He's also going to work with our quarterbacks. He's got some young energy. This is his third year with us, so he's not too far removed. He can really relate to the kids. Is another guy that when you think of Senator football, his name is always mentioned as one of the better players ever to step foot out on the field. Then you start getting into Caleb Murphy. Caleb joins us this year. Caleb's helping with the defense, the defensive line. Ton of energy, ton of excitement, ton of credibility. You're talking about a young man that just recently was playing the Big Ten football at a Division I level. Holds a lot of credibility with our kids, and they're super excited to get to work with him. Another guy on the defensive side of the ball is Robert Chandler. Robert does a fine job and helps a lot in the trenches with those guys. Another high energy guy. The kids love to be around him, and it's fun. Our coaching staff is fun. Just a lot of guys from a lot of different age groups, and it's so interesting to watch how different people react to our kids and how the kids react to them. And like we've mentioned before, it's all about relationships. And all these guys I mentioned are masters at building relationships with our kids and have an extremely well rapport with all of them.
You can see that whenever you're, because I'll sit there and, I'll watch the kids come on the field, come off the field on, game night, on every practice that I'm there. And you're right. It's amazing to me, the camaraderie, the have the respect that you see with these coaches, and when they get mad and actually tear into one of these players, they're tearing into one of these players and they're smacking them on the back, going, "Hey, good job." And what I really think is cool about Senator football is watching these coaches, even during a game, you're coaching. You're not saying, "Okay, well, I've taught you this all week. This is what you're supposed to do." If a kid's confused, you're still sitting there coaching on the field.
Absolutely. We're in this thing together, and we want our kids to know that Friday night it's all hands on deck, and we're not going to pass the buck, and we're not going to point fingers, and we're not going to blame. We're in this thing together. We're going to make adjustments. We're going to coach kids up. That's what we do. And, our staff a little bit different also. You come watch our JV kids on Monday night, and we use an all hands on deck approach. I require all of my varsity coaches to be at the game on JV nights, if at all possible. So we get done with practice in time for all of us to pack up and go to the JV games, because we feel like those games are important, and we want to build a very competitive-like atmosphere and get our young kids used to how we coach and build excitement and see those kids I want all their position coaches to see them in a competitive setting, because a competitive setting is so much different than a practice setting. We really require a lot out of these guys, and so I have a lot of respect, because there's a lot of time that they spend away from their families, and a lot of these guys also coach in our youth program. Coach Andrew Birch, Coach Patrick Birch, myself, Coach Deaton, Coach Bousman, Coach Nance. All those guys are also all-day Saturdays. On Tuesdays after our practices, they're practicing with our youth kids. On Thursday after our practices, they're practicing with our youth kids. They're spending all-day Saturdays to support our 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. So it's a huge time and commitment. We spend a lot of time together. We're family, and that's how we operate.
Sometimes actually seeing these JV games, sometimes they're actually as fun, if not more fun, than watching the varsity games, because you never know what's going to happen in the stands. There's these parents are like, hey, they're a little bit crazy. So it's like, hey, but there's a lot of fun to watch whenever you go to the end of these football games.
And we've mentioned this before. I want every kid at every level in our program to meet our high school coaches and to understand who they are, and those relationships built by the time they get to the high school. It doesn't make things crazy, it does. Like right now, I'm on my way to try to catch a couple of sets of my daughter playing volleyball tonight. But that's just the way it is, and we're also on this staff. We're super fortunate that our families, they understand what the game means to us, and the time commitment that we have to this.
Yeah, so everyone, I want everybody to understand, like I said last week, these coaches, when they do this, they're doing this, everyone thinks, they get paid so much money, but let me tell you something, for as much time and commitment that all these coaches put into this, whether it's Salem, West Washington, or whether it's Eastern, they don't get paid for the amount of time that it takes to actually put together a football program. I mean, just like you said, Jeremy, all of the time and commitment you put into Saturdays, Thursdays, to all of these different games and all these different, it probably comes out to be about 60 cents an hour.
Right. At the end of the day, when you look at the big picture, it's a two-way street. I get to coach football for a living. My teaching gig is advanced PE, so I'm dealing with athletes. So I get to coach for a living, and there's nothing else I would rather do. And sometimes you don't get paid monetarily, but man, are we rich?
Absolutely.
We're rich with love and relationships that'll virtually last forever.
Right. Well, Coach, hey, I don't want to keep you any longer. I want to thank you for coming on tonight and get in there and see Macy's game. And you tell her good luck from WSLM and from McDonald's, because, I know you're not going to get in tonight, but guess what? The ice cream machine is on point.
Chris, thank you. We really appreciate what you guys do and how you promote Indiana high school football, especially in our county.
Hey, I appreciate you, buddy. And hey, we'll be right after these messages.
Thank you.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Give Du Bois County Tire a call. Big or small, they service all. They have the name brand tires you know to keep you cruising on down the road. They got tires for driving mean. They even got them for your farm machine. You can call them day or night. Du Bois County Tire does it right. Big or small, we service all. Du Bois County Tire.
The City of Salem Parks and Recreation Department is planning activities for your children and will have several events and opportunities this fall and winter. And don't forget to take advantage of our facilities at DePaul Park and Riley's Place Playground. Shelters are available to reserve by calling the office at 812-883-2895. There is an outside grill, picnic tables, and 4 basketball goals. Community Park on Salem's east side has a variety of activities, from basketball and tennis to skateboarding, and it's also the location for t-ball games, youth baseball, and adult softball leagues almost every evening and weekend. If you would like to reserve a field, please contact the Parks Department. Also, there is playground equipment, a covered shelter and picnic area, and volleyball and a basketball court at Elizabeth Street Park. For additional information, call Tom Foltz at 812-883-2895 or stop by his office in City Hall.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The quarter pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sidelines. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or value menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious tastes all day long, including buy 5 McCafe drinks and get 1 free. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long.
Or stop by 603 South Main Street today and be
Yeah. So for me, there's no misspellings on these. And welcome back, and we are live right here at McDonald's, and it is Wednesday, and we're back with Coach's Corner. Hey, just want to thank all the coaches for being able to come in tonight. We have just got a message here not too long ago that the coach from Eastern will not be showing up tonight. So it was just Salem and then West Washington, and that's kind of how we go. So still haven't really met the coach from West Washington or from East Washington. TJ, if you're out there, we would love to meet you, and I know the millions and millions of fans that are listening to this show tonight would love to meet you as well. So please come in next week and actually sit down with us and get some tea or some ice cream from the ice cream machine, because I know next week it's going to be on point again. And also, they got fresh cookies tonight too. So if you get a chance, get in here and get some cookies and some ice cream, because it's just amazing. So I want to talk a little bit tonight about what we've done here in Salem and with West Washington, with the Eastern, with these programs, because like when I was talking to Brian about the programs here, these are all new programs. And you talk about the Brownstown, you talk about the Pales, you talk about the Spring Valleys. These are programs that have had a little bit more time to get their program set and everything. So, Coach May over at Brownstown, like I said, he's been there for 37 years, I believe, this year. program, and it's hard to actually look back and say, okay, well, he's had too many unsuccessful years of high school football. So he's doing something right over there, and the community's bought in. Looking at the programs here in Washington County, I kind of see the same thing. It's going to be going down the pipe of what our programs can be here as well. With Salem, Coach Gleason, he started 2 years ago. With Washington, you have Jeremy's been here for 4 or 5 years. You have TJ, he's just started at Eastern. So when you come into these games and you think, okay, well, we're going to go into these games and we're going, oh, we lost. So, we should have won that game. These programs are pretty new to not just the coaches, but Brian Gleason said it best last year. Everyone is a rookie when it comes to all these programs. They're all new to whatever the situation is. If they're new to as a player, they're new as a coach, because you're learning the kids. You're learning what they're like. Some of these kids, they're like, well, I'm not going to play football anymore because I don't know this new coach and I don't like this new coach, and and they haven't even given him a chance yet. And I want you to understand that these new coaches, they know what they're doing, and they're there to build a program. Jeremy is fortunate enough to where he's actually going all the way down to the youth level. Third and fourth grade, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. He's there every day. Dealing with them as well. And I've seen multiple times on the middle school football team. Talking to them. I see him over there. Working with the high school. He's coaching. He is literally coaching the entire program, and it starts from the bottom up. And that's the reason I think you're going to see a great program in West Washington, and I see that also in Salem. They're getting to that point of now Coach Brian Gleason, he's able to focus a little bit more on middle school, and then then he's going to be focusing on youth program to get it ramped up a little bit more. TJ over there in the Eastern, I know that he's going to be working with the middle school, and that might be one of the reasons why I haven't been able to meet him yet and be able to talk to him on the air, is because he's new this year, so he's trying to work this program, trying to get a program built up as quickly as possible. And I want you all to understand something. If you don't get to see your coach, or if you only get like a minute or two to actually talk to him, just walk up to him, give him a handshake, and say, hey, thank you for everything you do, Coach, because I understand that the payment is not there for as much time as what they're putting into this. I know me as helping out with middle school, I'm doing this completely as a volunteer basis, and but Jeremy said it best. We are so rich because the relationships that we're actually making with these kids. And I'm going to tell you right now, these kids need us. Some of the things that I've actually had the misfortune of being able to see in this communities, whether it's Salem, West Washington, or Eastern, it doesn't really matter. Everyone has their same issues. These kids need us. So I want you to come out, support these kids. They need more support than what you'll ever understand, because I kind of take it for granted that every family was like my family, and I'm telling you, it's not. Some ways good, some ways bad, because my wife tells me all the time that we are probably the most sarcastic family that she's ever met in her life, because everything we do is sarcastic. So, but some of these kids, they don't have mom and dad. Sometimes they don't even know whether they're going to be able to get a meal on the table at the end of the night. They don't even know if when they get home, if there's going to be a parent there. So when you see something, act on it. Say, you know what, this kid might not have a decent pair. Well, why don't you have good tennis shoes, or why don't you have good cleats to play in? They might not have the ability to get cleats, but they still want to play that game. So if you have a minute, look around. If you see a pair of cleats that aren't very good on one of the kids, just walk up to them and say, hey, what size shoe you wear? And go buy a set of cleats. I mean, they're $30. I know I've done it several times for a lot of the kids that I coach Heck, I've even done it for other teams. So understand, not all the families out there are as privileged as what yours is. So think about that whenever you're looking at some of these teams. Hey, it's been a great program. Now I got to talk to some great coaches. Looking forward to hopefully meeting TJ sometime. So if you're out there, TJ, give us a call. Let us know if you're going to be here next week. It'd be great to actually sit down and talk to you. So, but everybody, hey, have a great week. Been a great program. And don't forget, get out there and get you some ice cream. Good night, everybody.
We're getting ready for the 53rd season of Coach's Corner on WSLM and gearing up for another season of high school sports on the radio. I'm your host, Chris Hunt, and we're going to bring together all three coaches, their staff, some players. We're going to set them down at the table. We're going to talk about the previous games, and also we're going to talk about the games coming up. Join me live at McDonald's Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock for Coach's Corner.
The NTT IndyCar Series